This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Don Eldridge.
Good morning, Minneapolis, St. Paul. This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
And I'm Don Eldridge with Remax Results. Welcome back, Jason. We missed you.
Yay!
Yay!
We did. We needed it. We've had so much estrogen. It's been nice to have, it's nice to have the testosterone back in the house.
That's
Jason.
right.
Well, Stephanie Havel here with Wells Fargo. How you doing,
Good morning.
Stephanie?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
So, yes, it's good to be back. I was on a 2-week trip with the family, 3 kids.
2 weeks
wife,
you were gone.
Yeah.
Wife
Wow.
and 3 kids. We went on an RV trip.
Can you imagine?
Which
3
RVing,
kids.
if you're listening, if you have an RV, if you've ever RV'd, you know that it's not, I don't want to say it's bad. It was super fun. We had a great time, but it's not exactly vacationing and relaxing 100% of the time. There's a lot of work that has to be involved in taking care of the RV and the site and all that stuff. I mean, it was,
And the kids.
and the kids.
Yeah.
But they had a blast, and we had a ton of fun.
How old are your kids?
4, 5, and then 1-year-old.
Okay.
Genevieve is 1.
It is. When I
Yeah.
do my water ski shows, we camp out every summer in the RVs, and it's parking it, right? Getting all
Hook
the
up the
stuff
water,
out,
hook up the
hooking
electrical, get the
sewer, all
sides
that,
out,
yeah,
yep.
and then yeah. I know it's a lot of
Now
work. We
pile
just go
3
for it.
kids on top of that.
I know.
And then
Under 5.
driving, and yeah, it was so to get back to take a hot shower in your house and then lay in your own bed was very, very nice too. So
That was
but
a
we had
long
blast.
trip.
We got to see a ton of stuff, and
And where were you again? What states did you go to cover?
South Dakota, Colorado, Wyoming. We were 3 nights in Colorado, and then Wyoming, Utah, Arizona. Victoria was a flower girl in the wedding. That's why we went down there.
What a
for
great
my
experience for
cousins.
your kids, though, culture-wise, to just, be with the family, experience, different states and, just kind of roughing it. I mean, it's not really roughing it in an RV, but you know what I mean?
It is.
That's great. Good for you, though.
My
What
wife
a-
would say it's roughing it. What
a great
rough.
experience, though. You taught your children, I'm sure, so
And
good for you.
Your kids will remember it. So my parents had a 1969 red Volkswagen Pop Top, and we would
Nice.
take it out and go RVing kind of with it. A little bit more rougher than an RV, but I would sleep in that Pop Top, and I remember it. I mean, I was probably 3 to 5 years old when they did it, and I have very fond memories of it. So
Really?
it was
Well,
a good
that's
sacrifice for you.
Well, hopefully they remember
and
it.
Katie to do.
So back to real estate. Now
Yeah.
you thought that was you thought real estate was challenging. See, this was a life lesson, Jason.
Yeah, it was.
You're going to appreciate some of these challenges now because it's nothing like hooking up an RV with 3 kids, right?
And it goes to the my new motto or mantra is I am a problem solver, because when I got back, we had very limited service for cell service, and then sometimes we'd have no service and then no email, and then you try to, but you got to drive, so you're driving 6 hours a day, so then you just didn't have a lot of time to catch up. And you get back, and there's about 5 different fires going on in transactions, and that you have to figure out one at a time, and Katie said, just do one at a time, figure it out slowly, one thing at a time, but you're in real estate, we are problem solvers in the mortgage world, in the real estate world.
Absolutely.
And almost all work.
Solutioners.
Yes, you got to find a solution or problem because you have conflicting interests or you have stuff that goes wrong in a sale that's out of your control. How do you get through that, or how do you make it to the finish line?
All the time.
I mean,
It's
it
true.
happens a lot. I mean, so anyway, so the real estate market overall, how's it been in the last couple of weeks?
Well, we're a little slower, obviously, and actually, as I was reflecting with my mom, Diane, about this time last year, it was also slow. And then once November hit, it was like an explosion, totally swamped. So I'm enjoying the quiet right now, trying to rest and get ready for taking control of everything again. So and I think in real estate also, it ebbs and flows. And you have to kind of go with it because during the times that it is slow, which is rare, we have to regroup
Yep.
and get our head back straight so that we can be the best problem solvers ever.
Right. Well, and I had a meeting with my team yesterday, and we're doing 2017 business planning because really in our markets, when we are doing loans or selling houses, it is 30, 60, 90 days, down the pipe. Well, we're
Yep.
in October. I mean, what you're selling and what they're buying or refinancing right now is going to close in December or January.
Yep.
But, I'd say hold on to your hats because the pre-approvals are not slowing down. I think people really understand, rates are still really good right now. We've got a lot of great programs out there and opportunities for people. And I think people are listening. They're getting prepared, to buy. So maybe they don't want to move over the holidays, but come January, they've got their money saved. They've got their credit in order. They know how much they can afford. They're starting to get their stuff ready. So
that begs the question, is it smarter to buy now if you're ready? Which I think it might be because based on
less
the prices,
competition, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing listings do reductions, which they were not doing many reductions in the springtime.
That's right.
And
now
multiple
they're doing some
offers you were having,
reductions.
right? A lot of issues with that.
So you might be able to get a better buy now between now and the end of the year as a buyer on a seller that's still.
Well, and take tax advantages, right? I mean, I know there's all kinds of benefits, tax advantages of buying and selling. In the year. So, yeah, I agree. We tell
And
our
the
clients,
rates are really good.
we came off the parade of homes, so I think that was really great for people. Yeah, rates are still fantastic. I know I talk about all the time. We have our 3% down conventional product. Absolutely amazing product. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. There's no income limits, nothing. But to be able to put 3% down, don't worry if your house isn't selling. We'll get you qualified to buy the new house, and you can work on selling your existing house at the same time.
So should we wait till see what happens after the election?
Absolutely
what
not.
do you think is going to happen in the election? Does anybody have any crystal balls?
Oh my gosh, I can't even go. I can tell you this.
I am not going to go there.
Somebody's going to win. Here's my prediction. Are you ready for this?
Yes, let's hear it.
Somebody's going to win, and somebody's going to lose.
Yep.
Wow.
And
There was that.
no matter who wins, people are going to be mad.
Exactly.
Well, what if it's a
Just
tie?
like
What if it's
4
a
years
tie
ago.
and they both get to share the office together?
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
That's why you need to get out and vote. That's why you need to get out and vote. There's going to
That
be a
would
winner
be
and
really
a loser.
quite the reality show right there.
That is.
They can make a lot of money on that.
That is my
they could pay for a
prediction.
deficit
Oh my
that way.
gosh.
Get a real.
That would be hilarious.
The thing is, even talking about the election, though, there's always going to be things going on in the economy that are going to affect interest rates in the housing market.
Yep.
I mean, always. We've taught, Greece went bankrupt and Spain and Italy. And then, there's always something in our economy that's going to cause. And so we can't really, timing of the market. I think we've talked about that before. How can you really try to time the market? If it's a good time for you and your family and your finances, go for it. And yeah, if there's opportunity, take it while it's there.
That is so true because, last election, I don't think it really affected the real estate market. A lot of people said it would, but, January, everything took off again.
Right.
And I think Minnesota is so different than the rest of the nation also. I think that our real estate market's a little stronger than...
When we were going through all these states, I'd look at the signs and I'd talk to some people, and then I actually met a couple of realtors that were in other states, in Colorado, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And Arizona said they're a little soft right now, too, down in Tucson, where we were down in... I was an agent that worked down there, and one other agent in Scottsdale, and they said they're a little slower right now. But they think it's purely and solely because of the election, and people are waiting for that. That's what they said anyway. But
well, then it depends on those are different.
Gas prices were it was
states.
$1.94.
Wow.
A
What?
gallon down there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
$1.94.
Wow. So we're living in the wrong state.
Well, and
Should we move
and it
our
was
show to Arizona?
well, and it was
or-
90
or
degrees down there in
Colorado,
Tucson.
or-
So Tucson is wonderful. I would actually
Wow.
I was not a big Arizona fan, and necessarily I didn't travel there much, but being there and the nice people and the climate and all that, I think it'd be a great place to have a vacation or a second home or something like that.
Well,
a
and I
vacation
think, a
home.
little bit off the subject, but, we had talked about on a call today. I don't have the article with me, and I know we've talked about it before, but the issues with appraisals. So we just had a meeting at Wells Fargo, just talking about the timing of appraisals and the length of time, to get them done. And
3 weeks, right? Appraisals are running 3 weeks right now.
At a
right?
minimum, at a best. I mean, people are like, oh, I just got mine done in 3 days, but out in Oregon, it's like unbelievable. Our, one of our executive leaders that runs our appraisal division said, because they're so busy, appraisers, they don't even drive 20 minutes for an appraisal. And
So the appraisals are longer than 3 weeks?
oh, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Because
be...
these they'll do it when they can get to it because of the work and the aging population of an appraiser is decreasing. You have to have a 4-year degree to be an appraiser, and then you have to have a 2-year apprenticeship. So it's about 6 years before you're going to make any money. And is the appraiser job industry, with all these valuations and automatic valuations and data coming on board, is it really something we want to push as an industry that's going to keep going? Because maybe so there's really a
Well,
lack.
the appraisers' prices used to be, I remember, $350, $375. Now I see $475, $500, $550.
And we're paying a couple $100
Yeah.
for a rush fee just to get it moved up on the chain. And so I think kind of my point in bringing all that up, though, is about like patience and being prepared and finding the house and all that kind of stuff. Like you said, wait till the election's over. If you're thinking you're going to move, get pre-approved, start talking to, Dawn and Jason. I had another name in my head. I was like thinking Ryan. No, I was going to say Ryan because I'm thinking $1 Million Listing, and I don't know why, but
Oh,
You're
you
watching-
like
Do
Ryan
I look
on that
like
show?
Ryan?
no, I was looking.
I like $1 Million Listing.
I love
I'm
that show.
teasing.
Well, you said, so Stephanie said patience. So here's a quote that comes from Psy Seminars. If you haven't heard of Psy Seminars, they're started in Colorado.
How do you spell it, Psy?
PSI Seminars.
Okay.
They're
I have not heard of
wonderful
it.
for Katie and I both went through it. Kids can go through it. I don't know at what age, but it's wonderful mindset, and it's just all positive. Very, very good program. It's been around for decades. But they send a daily quote out. Here's the daily quote, and you said patience, Stephanie. It said, I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. So those are the things you should do. Simplicity, patience, and compassion is what they're saying, which I agree. And same thing in your daily dealings with clients and people. And when you're in the middle of the transaction, it's not going exactly how you want.
Right. Well,
A
and
little patience can go a long way. A little compassion can go a long way. A little simplicity.
sounds like
Yeah,
Katie did
exactly.
that for you, though, with what you were trying to resolve. She had compassion for what you were going through, told you to have
Yeah.
patience, and then simplify it one transaction at a time. And we try to
Yes.
tell our customers that too. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I got so much to do. Let's keep it simple here. This is not a buying a house is. It's one of your biggest financial decisions you're ever going to make in your lifetime. But let us help you keep it simple. Don't overthink it, and just we'll tell you, we need your pay stubs, we need your W-2s. Let's talk about your
one at a
job. Let's-
time.
Yep.
Right. Keep it simple. Have patience when you go through this process. Because you're right, things are going to happen. We see it all the time.
Yep.
Well, and real quick, sellers, make sure your agent is pulling comps to supply to that appraiser. Because what
Yes.
I've run into is appraisers are so busy, they're not necessarily going into the house. And I had someone pull comps on properties that were not a comp. So I had to freight
Right.
it. But they're very grateful to get the help.
Yeah,
All right.
they are
yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
It's very helpful, and you're helping your client and you're helping the appraiser with their job, which is great, as long as you do it in a professional, compassionate way without
Right.
being arrogant.
Oh, yeah.
and
But I'll
so-
have some more comments on that. We can talk about that in the next segment, though. Because that is an issue.
You're listening to the Stockwell Eldridge Show every Sunday, 10 a.m. here on AM 1280 The Patriot. It's great to be back. Stay tuned.
Just a little